How's it going, everyone? Jakexvx here, back on Forza Horizon 3 today. Now, I've done quite a lot of dev builds in the past, and I'd say one of my favourites would be one of my first ones because it's quite a car that I quite like, which has to be the Toyota Supra. We did that around 9,000 horsepower last time, but I really like that car and I really liked doing the dev build, so I thought, I've never actually done a proper drag build on the dev build yet, so I thought I'd think about doing it in the Supra. So as you can see today, what we have is currently a Toyota Supra Horizon Edition, because I like the black number plate. We have a drag build in front of our eyes. Now, it's not going to be perfect. There's going to be a few things which are wrong, which don't look good, which don't perform as well as a real life drag car would. For one example, if you've seen drag cars in real life, you'll see that, you know, they only need about 2,500 horsepower max to be able to get, let's say, 6-second quarter miles or something like that, and 250 miles an hour in 6 seconds. They only need 2, maybe 3,000 horsepower max, but the trouble is in Forza's not built for that, and even when modding, this Supra currently has 4,000 horsepower, and it still doesn't perform as good as these cars IRL would, because, you know, it's not built for that, and we don't have the right physics. But I've done all I can. I'm just going to go through it right now. As you can see, the rear tyres I've made nice and big, maybe a bit too big. They kind of touch that a little bit, but we don't really notice that when we're out driving. But we've got massive drag tyres, are nice and wide to get that rear end grip, because this car is rear wheel drive. It's not all wheel drive. And for the front tyre, it is, I think, one smaller, which I kind of regret doing. I should probably have left it stock, but we'll see how it is. We'll see how it looks during the thing. The ride height at the back is stock, I believe, and it's quite stiff. However, at the front, I've kind of lowered it a bit, so it gets that bumpiness, and when we accelerate, it should lift up a little bit. That's what I've been trying to get. And if we go to upgrades, we'll see. It's basically maxed out, and it has 4,180 horsepower, which is a lot of horsepower, and in real life it would perform so much better than it does in the game. But however, that's what we're stuck with, and as you can see, rear wheel drive, as I said as well. And when we go to tuning, ignore the 0 to 60 0 to 100, that's not true, but it maxes out at about 270 miles an hour, which is the absolute maximum any drag car builder would make a car go in real life. I think they usually hit about 250, 260. I don't really know too much about it, but I know enough to know that, you know, the typical drag Supra / drag GT86 doesn't go above 280. But we're going to go ahead and give this a test drive, and if in the comments below you have any recommendations of any mods I could do, if you have the dev build as well and you can do it yourself, go ahead and try to, you know, make this even better. For example, I want the front to be quite bumpy. When we accelerate off the line, I want the front to lift up just like it would, and maybe even possibly wheelie a little, just like it does in real life. But if we go ahead, here we go, take it onto the road. I'm going to be quite gentle for now. And we're going to make our way to the drag strip. For some reason, the brakes aren't very good. I don't know what I did to ruin that, but hopefully, if I do a little pull here, actually, I'm going to go inside. As you can see, I've increased the FOV a little bit. Looks quite good, but we're just going to do a little bit of a pull. Fifth gear is a bit jittery there for some reason. Oh, and we crashed. But the gears go through nice and quickly, just like it would in a drag car, I think. And as you can see, I have increased the grip quite a lot to kind of simulate what it would be like on a grippy drag strip, and to simulate what it would be like to have crazy grippy tyres. I've just tried to do the best I can, really. So as I said in the comments below, tell me if you think the gears should be shorter, the acceleration should be faster, which would mean giving it more horsepower. But as you all know, Forza's not mainly really built for this, so it's not the easiest thing to kind of mod into the game. But at least it looks pretty cool. I still think the front tyres I still think the front tyre width is a bit too small. We might need to make that an inch bigger. I'm going to reset the car so it's not destroyed like this. But one thing I will do is in the description I'm going to leave a download link to the GameDB file that you need. So if you have the dev build and you like modding things and stuff like that, put that in your game files. You'll know how to do that if you have the dev build, and you'll have this exact Supra. And try to make it wheelie a little, or at least the front end, you know, spring up when you put your foot down off the line, just so it simulates, you know, that force that you get off the line with a real drag car. Because at the moment, as you can see, the acceleration doesn't really bring the front end up. And I've tuned it a lot. I've tuned it to be soft at the front, you know, but it still doesn't do anything. So go ahead and try and mod it yourself. So go ahead and see what you can mod yourselves. See if you can get any of that working. But here we go. I want that stupid thing off the screen. But currently this would probably beat Dodge Darts. I'll have a little timer on the screen, see how long it takes me to do the mile. Okay, right, here we go, let's see. No, let's go exterior view. Here we go. $280 miles an hour. And we're nowhere near the mile yet. To be honest, I think... There we go, there's our time. I don't currently know what the time is. Anyone watching, if it's under 19 seconds, then you'll know that it beat the Dodge Dart, but I won't know till I edit this video. But it seemed like that it maxed out at about 280 miles an hour. But it seemed like that it maxed out its top speed about halfway up the runway, so that is kind of spot on for a half-mile drag car. If you want a nice big half-mile top speed, this just reached it in what, half a mile. Let's see, where is halfway down the runway? Right, it seems like a half a mile should be just to the left of where that little waypoint is I've done. So let's see how long it takes to do a half a mile. Let's have a little look. What's it going to be like? Here we are. Let's do an interior view run at the moment. Oh, that's about 847 meters. Right, let's increase that. Okay, I know half a mile is about 800 meters. Let's see if we can get it bound down to that. 827. What about there, possibly? 807. That is about spot on, I believe. Because half a mile is 805 meters. There we go. That is pretty much half a mile to that waypoint. So let's time how long it takes to do half a mile. Well, that is actually pretty spot on. In exactly half a mile, it does top speed of 280 miles an hour. If I'm correct, it seemed like it took 10 seconds, maybe 11, to do the half a mile, which, well, that's mega quick. That is pretty damn quick indeed. Let's see a quarter mile. I'm curious for a quarter mile, which would be, well, 400 meters, I presume. So I'd say that's there, possibly. 500 meters, a bit less than that. 399 meters, that is pretty much, no, 402. Yeah, that is about quarter mile. Let's see what a quarter mile a drag time is. There, That did 240 miles an hour in a quarter mile. Which actually, now that I think about it, that's pretty realistic to these, you know, the big cars you see on YouTube doing quarter mile at 250 miles an hour in 6 seconds. Because that, I think that was actually quite close. So to be honest, fellas, although it may not feel or sound like it, because Forza just doesn't really give you that sensation of the actual speed you're doing. But to be honest, by looking at the times, it's actually performing like a crazy drag car. So as I said in the description, I am going to have a download link to the GameDB file you need to get this car in your game if you have the dev build, remember. Because this would be so much fun to have online. It's not got an absolutely mental top speed, however the acceleration for mile, half and quarter mile drag is pretty insane. I know the Dodge Dart and the 458 Speciale and all the really other fast drag cars may be quite close to this, but them cars themselves are also insanely quick and, you know, not very realistic. But this one, this car has been made quite similarly in real life. It looks pretty cool, I'd say. It looks pretty meaty, if that's a word. And just in general online would be pretty damn cool to have. It is a kind of a shame that Forza don't allow you to, you know, edit the tyre width and the rim size to this extent that I've done on this car, and you know, the insane horsepower in grip as well, because there'd be so many different opportunities for people that are actually really into drag builds to make some really crazy cool cars such as this one. Because there are probably plenty of people out there that are a lot more into all this than me. I tell you what though, this car cannot brake at all. It's rubbish. I just wanted to see what it'd be like with the FOV on full. With the FOV this high, you can actually get a little bit of a better feel of how fast you're actually going. If we look out the right hand window, let's do a little bit of a pull here, shall we? Huh, it actually feels a little bit better in this game. That's the only trouble I have with Forza sometimes. You don't get that actual feel of the speed that you're going, unlike Drive Club, for example. One last thing I would like to quickly show you all is I tried tuning this to get like a nice soft front end, so it kind of raises up or bounces up as you accelerate, just like the real life car would, even wheelies sometimes. But I just can't get it to work, and I've never really been into doing jelly builds of any sort, or just bouncy builds, if that makes sense. So please, in the comments below, let me know if I've done anything wrong here. I'm trying to get the front end to be nice and bouncy and jelly-y, just as an extra effect. Let me know if I've done it wrong. Anti-roll bars, I think this might matter a little bit, but I put that down to soft. Springs, that shouldn't be on soft. If I want the rear end to be stiff, shouldn't that be up here, I think? I'm not too sure. But I put the front down to soft, and I put the rebound stiffness to soft as well for both the bump and the rebound. Everything else is kind of just normal. So I'm not really sure if I did anything wrong there. If I'm trying to make it bounce at the front, I didn't give it a weight reduction because I wasn't sure if that would help or make it worse when it comes to bouncing. I may very well do some other type of drag builds. Maybe, I don't know, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but we start with the Toyota Supra. Make sure in the comments, you know, recommendations of what to upgrade or tinker. Oh my word, the brakes are terrible on this thing. Absolutely terrible. It needs a parachute on the back. Definitely needs one. I wish that was doable. Let's do a few more runs till we... Yeah, let's do a few more runs. There we go. Let's do a half a mile this time. Get another half-mile time in, about there, I'd say. Oh, what a guess. But literally on the dot of a half a mile. Here we go. Pretty damn good. Now, I know in the rain it wouldn't usually perform like this, but oh my god, Anna's still on. I edited the game files for it to be like a drag surface and drag tyres at all time, so ignore the rain, it's not very realistic. I like it a lot. I really wish I could have this online, just for the amount of fun that it would be to bob around in this thing. But anyway, everyone, I would say expect to see some more videos on this car specifically, and maybe some other type of drag builds, I suppose. Leave some suggestions in the comments below for sure. But it's Tuesday today, and on Wednesday there's going to be a live stream. I'm not sure if it's going to be on Xbox or the dev build yet, mainly because my internet is once again broken again. So we'll just have to see if it's back up tomorrow. Anyway, everyone, leave a like if you have enjoyed. I hope you have, and make sure to please comment down below suggestions. As I said, I've said it too much. I don't need to say it again. Anyway, everyone, I hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching. Peace